You're watching Good Day Columbus on Fox 28.
Well, coming up next, they paid millions to get you to want their products.
We're going to show you, but big but. We're going to show you which of the Super Bowl commercials are being applauded today, and some just.
Of course, during that crazy game last night, there happened to be a few commercials maybe you paid attention to. Advertisers are certainly hoping that you paid attention to them.
So today, which ones are actually registering the most? Donn Ditzhazy is here from RMD Advertising to talk a little bit about the top 3 commercials. Let's start with Honda this time around.
You know, Honda, it's interesting because usually you want to see a product all over the place, but we all know what Honda looks like. We know their cars. But now we have a really creative spot giving inspiration.
So Tina Fey, Robert Redford, would you have recognized?
Not at all. No. You know, I missed watching this. So what was the whole point behind it?
The point is inspiration in the future and what Honda wants to bring and who they're of, you know, what they're made of and their brand and everything. So it was interesting because at the very end they do show, and Steve Carell, which is funny as it ended.
With Daryl yelling at him. How clever is this?
Yes.
Well, just the technology to be able to do it. Stan Lee, that hasn't looked like, Stan Lee hasn't looked like that in 70 years. But so what really is the message that people are getting from this? Or are they just noticing the technology?
They're going to look at the technology. First, when I saw it, I was looking at, but they show a little bit at the end, but you get this feeling, and that's what a brand wants to do. It's like, I feel good about the message they're giving us. You know, it's that, yes, you want to be entertained, but you want to be educated. And educated means with Honda, this is who we are. We believe in the future, and this is, you know, we believe in people. And I like that inspirational message as each of these actors gave.
Compared to, well, I'm going to tell you right now, when I first saw this, I was doing something not really paying attention, but I thought it was Ford. So
interesting.
I missed that part of it.
So how many of them do that? Where, and we talked about one of these with, was it John Malkovich? That you walk away saying, okay, I recognize John Malkovich, I know what's going on, but we don't know
I forgot
who
what the
product
brand
was.
did.
And it's tough because it's a $5 million spot, and they're probably spending $1 million to produce it, and you're losing that whole message. The hopes are they trickle these out in the beginning, so they've been doing that and get people to watch it, soften the ground, so to speak, then the spot, and then we're talking about it, and maybe online, or maybe they'll show the spot again. But that is a worry, because if you see this very creative spot, you don't have any of the strategy, and you got the entertainment factor, but you didn't educate the consumer, and that's very hard.
Hey, let's watch a little bit of that Tide commercial we spoke of with Terry Bradshaw.
A source has now confirmed that it was, in fact, barbecue sauce.
Who's that? Bradshaw.
How funny.
You got a
thing. This is brilliant.
Yeah, it's very entertaining, and it goes with Terry Bradshaw, who is a little quirky.
Yeah.
Why he has his standing shirt and he has no pants on, again, it's funny. But we talked about this a little bit earlier, is they did the cutaway in the very beginning of this. You saw the spot, and about 2 minutes later, you saw, and here we cut back into it.
And then he goes back to the desk.
Because at first when I saw that, I thought, oh, he's got a big stain there. But he, like I said, Terry's a little quirky, so I thought that's interesting.
People began tweeting about it, and social media went crazy with, why doesn't somebody tell him?
Yeah, that was the funny thing, but it all tied in. And it gave you, again, well, no. But it was entertaining.
It was great.
Again, it worked. Great placement too, and the way they kind of made that look like it was a live spot with the spot, and it really worked.
Very clever.
That's fantastic. All right, one more. Let's talk about Buick, because they had the Pee Wee Cam Newton quarterback in the Pee Wee game.
That's all right, son. Get right back up. You're all right.
Oh, check out that Buick.
Wow, that's nice. But if that's a Buick, then my kid's Cam Newton.
Ready!
Damn! Blue, 42, set up!
I'm open!
Oh, I love it. Watch this kid. Here we go. Bye-bye. So funny. Humor works so
It
well.
does, and you know, immediately you think, and Buick's been trying to do this, we're not the standard Buick.
Yeah, we're not your
Another
father's
spot,
Oldsmobile or whatever.
oh,
Buick.
exactly.
Yeah.
But another spot, too, that strong marketing was Bye Bye Water, where they used Justin Timberlake and they used Christopher Walken, reciting the lyrics of a in-sync song.
Right.
But I'll tell you, everybody that I watched the game with and afterwards, like, I never knew how to say that water was Bye Bye, but the in-sync song comes on, it's Bye Bye. Now, it will stay with you now as I walk into a
Really
convenience
smart.
store.
So you think mostly hits or misses throughout the show?
I think, you know, they weren't a burst out laughing. We talked about Kia with Melissa McCarthy. It was very funny,
yeah.
very funny. But the car companies did really well. They're entertained and they stepped it up. Some of the other ones kind of dropped off, but I would say a little bit above average from previous years.
You're willing to spend the money, so you get the stars in these that you wouldn't have in regular commercials.
Right, very true.
You're exactly right.
Donn, thanks very much.
Donn, thank you. Good to see you. See you next year.
Coming up, he's loose in the building.
Oh, no.
I think he might actually be headed into the studio again in a few minutes.
Stay out of my office, Cameron. We'll find out what kinds of trouble he's getting into next with a behind-the-scenes look of Good Day Columbus.
You should get an
Have you not been in my office?
Although my heart is falling too.